Here we go. Stop streaming. Start streaming. Oh, yep, we are back, ladies and gents. Don't worry about it. We're coming along here. Something's going on with the CSP tonight. We had a skin update and car re-downloads, and it is not liking life at this point in time. I'll give you the hot tip. With only a minute left to go, let's hope the computer can hold on for a goddamn minute here in Corsa land, because Nick Mallow is on the prowl. He's only 2 tenths away here from the guys in front of him, which is only Alex McEwen. Don't you worry about that. And Warwick only a bee's whisker away from him. Christopher Munro, 53 seconds left to go. Been good to have you commentate and fill in the action while this computer absolutely dies in the arse as we're speaking. But nonetheless, 5 tenths of a second only between first to fifth at the moment. Cracking stuff.
Yeah, and you can take that all the way down to 14th is where we cross the 1 second mark in the interval department. So all these guys just separated by absolutely nothing, all the way down to 25th actually, is only 2 seconds worth. As you see, who's that off the track there? Nick Mello having a little bit of an excursion there. So that is the end of his qualifying session. It looks like McEwen has pulled it up as well. Colin Warwick in the hot seat, but he has also dipped it off this circuit. So that'll be the end of his campaign here in qualifying. Andre Elliott, however, is on a lap, but he goes all the way around Tokyo style. Next person out on track, Jake Buttigieg still. He will be finishing off his lap now. Is he up? He is right on the edge of it, but he's about 2 tenths down by the time he gets to the finish line, and he pulls it up as well. Gaz Pozzi is the next one to cross the line. He's not going to improve, so he stays 14th position, and that, ladies and gentlemen, looks to be the end of qualifying. Alex McEwen taking out pole here.
Great stuff from him, doing really, really well as well. On the pole standings, he is absolutely blitzing it. Can he keep it together in the race? Can the computer keep it together as well? Because Williams is just about to cross the line and not do a PB for himself. But let's go to the section of the timing tower that we all love to see here, ladies and gentlemen. That is your pole position getter, Alex McEwen. First place, Nick Mallow. Second, Colin Warwick. In third, behind him, not very, very much time at all between those two, and an even smaller between the Doc and Captain Kirk. Only 10 hundredths of a second between those two in fourth and fifth. Luke Newing in sixth, Andrew Ferguson, Jake Buttigieg, Rick Banachek, and Fabian Fitness round out your top 10 with Nielsen, Bullock, Brian's cousin, Hughes, Hanley, Bullock, again the other Bullock, William, Postlethwaite, Gray Ward, Higginson, William Lewis, and Warwick with Jesse Marshall, Whistler, Brodie Barber, Ian O'Brien, the windscreen in there with Snooks, Harrison, and more, rounding out your top 28 for that session, Christopher Munro.
Yeah, it looks like Simons has sneaked in as well, so he will sit at the back. Didn't get a time down, but that's okay, I think. With 30 V8 supercars of yesteryear out there on a tiny little circuit, you're bound to make up a few positions if you can just keep it on the black stuff. But that is, I guess, that's wise wisdom that can be applied to any race in any car and any time. So it's all about the attitude of the drivers and how they can get around this circuit. One thing we are guaranteed for, ladies and gents, is action here. I cannot wait. There's a second covering the top 15. Like, get absolutely stuffed. It's going to be insane coming up, Zach O'Reilly.
Definitely. We're going to get excited here, ladies and gentlemen, because race 1, 22 laps, 3 of them coming your way, 22 laps around Calder Park, is going to go by in a flash here with sub 1 minute laps. Jeez Louise, we're going to be all over and done by in about 18 minutes each go. But nonetheless, we're ready to rock and roll. Apologies about the technical difficulties. Keep coming and tuning in. The stream is back on, ladies and gents. Get back in the chat as well. But speaking of that, it is time for racing. And race 1 is going to be coming your way very soon, ladies and gents. Sit down, relax, get those condiments refilled, and don't go anywhere. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Fingers crossed for hopefully the Assetto Corsa gods are looking down on us here tonight. I'll give you the hot tip because the CSP is not liking me tonight for whatever reason on this track, but nonetheless, we are back here and set for race 1. 1 minute and 50 odd seconds left to go here. Alex McEwen is off the front row here at this point in time. Cracking stuff from him. You will see him sitting there in the red VX Commodore with Nick Mallow, the two compatriots, two teammates, side by side coming into turn 1. Colin Warwick off third place with Andre Elliott, 4th. Will Kirk, Luke Newing, 5th and 6th. Andrew Ferguson in 7th. He'll be happy with that. Jake Buttigieg in 8th with Rick Banachek and Fabian Fitness in 9th. Christopher Munro. This is going to be bloody interesting.
It is, and these guys down here are right in the thick of it. Nielsen next, and Bullock behind him. Jason McFadden, the series leader, starting 14th. Keep an eye on him, cutting his way through the field. Hughesy back there in 15th. We've got Hanley, Bullock, Pozzie, Ward, Higginson, Wallace, Warwick, Marshall, Jesse Marshall down there in 23rd position. Whistler, the barber, the haircut, everyone's there. Who's beyond 25th? I can't see because I've already clicked drive and I cannot read that screen. But the guys down the back, good luck to you. All you got to do is keep it on the track. And I think you are absolutely flying for a start here in race 1 tonight.
Yes, we are. 43 seconds left to go. Give us your predictions in the chat. Holy mackerel. This could be interesting, ladies and gents. Two of the teammates off the front row. This is like you're watching the race. Verstappen in 3rd place in Colin Warwick with Nick Mallow and Alex McEwen doing their best impression of Norris, and Piastri off the front. It is a fast, long straight here into a tight hairpin for T1. So this could be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. 15 seconds left to go. The lights are up, and as always, the man, the myth, the legend, Christopher Munro, is going to take us away here for lap 1. Son, get your vocal cords ready to go and sit back, relax, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to go racing.
Let's get ready to rumble, ladies and gents. All the lights are up, and we are just about set for a start. They're away now, racing here in race 1 at Calder Park, and Alex McEwen does get the jump on Nick Mello. He's going to be vulnerable here. Colin Warwick just hanging around the rear quarter panel here. He might just think about sending it up the inside on Mello. Andre Elliott has the express ticket behind him, but just outbrakes himself there. Will Kirk sitting pretty on the inside. Luke Newing around the outside of Andrew Ferguson behind him. He's got Fabian Fitness and Jake Buttigieg around the outside. Oh, there's contact. Ferguson's hit the fence, and it's an absolute pile up here at turn 3. Look at this. There's cars just spewing across the track. This is an absolute disaster start, but McEwen's got through. Mello's got through. The top 3 are through. Andre Elliott is now being hounded by Will Kirk into turn 6. Who's going to get on the brakes first? Jeez, Kirk has just cut him off the nose there of Andre Elliott. What a start for him. So he's up to 4th position now. Poor Andrew Ferguson has dropped all the way down to the back with Fitness as well. The first lap has promised fireworks. Let's hope for the rest of the lap to be as good as this.
Oh, yeah, and Fitness just absolutely rear-ended Ferguson there too. Then the haircut's under all sorts of pressure here, way back down the grid in 23rd place, and he's just let go of Fabian Fitness and Andrew Ferguson. He knows the racing is not on there, but it's all happening still up the front here as well. We've got a close battle here for Jace McFadden. He is hanging on the back end of Ryan Nielsen too, so another very interesting situation of events coming our way. That was Andre Elliott wide at the front there as well. This lead pack, this is now a six-way car battle coming your way with Dean Hanley at the back there watching on of Jason McFadden's rear end. And now you can see these three in front. It's Andre Elliott, cork in the bottle sort of situation here. What can Captain Kirk and Buttigieg behind him do? We just don't know here at this stage. He just locks the brake a little bit. He's run a little bit wide there. The track camera just showing you a little bit of smoke as well. And now he's on all over the back of Andre Elliott. Is the Captain Kirk. We'll ride on board with him now and see what the view is of an AU Falcon. That arse end looking ever so dray-ish at the moment. Who's going to forget about him? No one at the moment, because right at this point in time, Captain Kirk has got all sorts of pressure coming from him, even more so from behind. Is there going to be a bit of a suck battle down the front straightaway? Buttigieg's ever creeping so much closer. He's just showed half the nose here on the brakes. He's going to send it up the inside. Can he get the job done here on Captain Kirk? He's all crossed up. Just got to manage to pull it up in the nick of time there. That was incredible stuff from him. And geez Louise, the racing is happening here. Warwick has just been taken over by Rudders in the Braveheart machine. The Konica V8 Falcon there got more hits than Elvis in the front at the moment. Looking ever so second hand is the Konica V8 EL Falcon. But nonetheless, back to the action here. The back Snooksy is getting overtaken here by, that is Higginson as well in the background too. Higginson's just gone straight across the track. Don't worry about the track limit, son. But now Snooks, the guy who puts all this on for us here, is happening. And look at this, the change of position has come. Once again, Nielsen is all over the back here of Jason McFadden. You can see them trying to wheel each other on and egg each other on here. What is going on with the track camera there? You can see on the bonnet cam that Alex McEwen has set the fastest lap of the race, but that is nothing to worry about because Ryan Nielsen hounding the back here of McFadden, who's gone completely defensive early, but then he's pulled back to the outside, and he's just going to let Ryan Nielsen through, or is he? McFadden real deep on the brakes, and that's it. He's gone. See you later, goes McFadden. He's way off in the bunda, and that is going to allow Dean Hanley and Posy and Banachek to probably go through on him. His tyres are going to be dirtier than a $2 hooker here at the moment, and he's going to be struggling all the way up through this section here, and he's on the slide again. Now James Bullett's going to have half a crack at him too in the green-eyed monster, Christopher Munro. It's all happening.
Yeah, it is. Posy just getting checked up there as well, so he's just fallen back into the lap of McFadden, who's got Bullock all over the back of him as well, just trying to search for a way through. You can see the concertina effect now down into turn 6. This is fantastic racing. The four of these guys, poor old McFadden is just looking out of sorts here tonight. He started down the order, he made his way up a few positions, and then he dropped down again. Just through unforced errors here at the end of the main straight. It is a hard braking zone, to be fair. This is a very long straight, a proper old drag strip style 1.6 kilometres down the front straight. As you can see, look at the who's this? Luke Newing up the inside there of that would be Snooksy. Oh, there's contact. Snooksy's turned in without seeing that. Oh no, he's taken out the 888 as well. This, the 888, this is absolute disaster down here. These guys were, wow. I'm not going to comment on that, ladies and gentlemen. There's some pretty lazy driving there from the Falcon. Poor in the fair dinkum department from all of them, and the racing still happens up in front. Don't worry about all the trials and tribulations of the motorsport, ladies and gents. It's happening in the background here. McFadden is getting pressured all over the back end from Dean Hanley, and Postlethwaite's in a great posse here for, speaking of the pun, don't pardon that one. He's in 9th at this point in time, inside the top 10. He'll be scoped in that VX Commodore Christopher Munro, as Alex McEwen still leads this race, and he's absolutely gapped Nick Mallow, 2.6 seconds at the timing tower. You can see it there. Buttigieg's gone up the inside. He sent it too hard. And so did the captain as well. The captain saw that coming from a mile away and just thought, oh, bugger it. I'll just keep myself off the circuit, out of his harm's way here. And that is poor old Buttigieg losing a position. Banachek's come amiss here too between himself and Ryan Nielsen. Was there contact between them? We're not too sure. There is 500 different track cameras around this joint as well, so I can't keep up with them all as they go through. Look at that for a camera. That's a pearler, that one. Keep that one on the stream for sure. But look at them all stream
carrying through here. Banachek in 8th place, still holding on here at the moment. Puzzleplate's trying to climb all over him here like a wet paper rag onto a piece of timber, and he's just keeping it going. Warwick's come props in the background there too. What's happened to Stephen? He is off into the bunda at the moment, losing positions at a rate of knots to Steve, so not the best for him, and everyone else has got past him beautifully, but the action is still happening. We've got a 3-car battle and then another 3-car battle right behind them. If I'll tell you what, if Ryan Nielsen becomes a cork in the bottle here, Christopher Munro with a lot of racing. Oh geez, what has happened there to Braden Moore in the background? They've all come to fruition here, and that was another car. Was that the haircut in the background? No, it wasn't. There was someone in an AU Falcon absolutely losing all the places. It's full carnage. I can't keep up. It's all happening. Pozzy's off into 11th place, now 12th because the windscreen's got past him. That was Bullock as well. And also in the background, Ryan Warris is coming all up and into the battling zone. Higginson's just going to try and sail around him too. These guys are all carnage X'd up, ready to rock and roll. The testosterone level is peaking here at the moment, and Fabian Fitness is nowhere near it.
No, dead set. That was an absolute comedy of errors down there at turn 1. We've had Pozzies off the track there, just trying to get out of everyone's way here, but I don't know if it's going to work for him. He's very much got some steering arm damage there, so he's going to have to come into the pits, but doing the right thing, getting out of the way of everyone. He's going to have a hard time pulling this up before he hits the fence or the kitty litter. But that is neither here nor there, because the battle is on here. Andrew Ferguson is on the back of Jesse Marshall up the main straight. Hopefully close enough to get some action here, because Ferguson got absolutely poleaxed in the very opening stanza of this race. Whether it was unforced or forced error, we are not sure, but tell you what, he did. Well, he's going to just go for it here. Just pulls out a slipstream, slides it up the inside. Jesse Marshall is aware of it, but they are just avoid the overlap there. Jesse Marshall leading into turn 3 and 4 now, but Ferguson very close. He's right up under the rear wing. Maybe a little bit of suck here if he can get the perfect line through 4 and 5. When he does that, he helps absolutely planted. He's going to go deep here. Breaks, doesn't he? Marshall goes a little bit deep, so he's going to have the sort of a wide exit here. But Ferguson follows him off into the bunda, so these two line of turn again. But Marshall's just dipped a couple off the track. That invites Ferguson through, and that is the position done up to 12.
Well done there for Fergo. Put the pressure on Jesse. Ron in the chat, better get your young fella back into the racing groove here, because Fergo's on a charge here now with all that mishap beforehand, and these two are still going at it down the front straightaway, but Fergo's pulling it up nicely there. So is Jesse as well. So look out for that at the point of time. Speaking of looking out, there is battles all up and down the field at the moment. I can't even pick where to go. Look at this. This is a 3-way battle. This is Captain Kirk on the back here of Colin Warwick, and then you've got Andre Elliott in front, who is in 3rd now in the podium positions, but he's very much a cork in the bottle, because right behind them is Jake Buttigieg, a quick customer as well on the track here at Calder Park. But can Andre Elliott keep it going? I think he can, but is the Kirk man, he's a captain. Has he got half a run here? He's neck and neck. You can see the AU Falcon ever getting so closer here as we run down the front straightaway, the drag strip of Calder Park. He's showing the nose early, trying to get that AU Falcon to just pull it up, but Doc has gone completely wide, shoves the nose in, just gets it pulled up in time in the AU Falcon. Let's have a look at what Warwick can see. My goodness gracious me. He's trying to dip it in on the circuit, use all the car, but not the exit curb at there is going to hurt him, because it just does it. You can see as we go over the crest there, the Doc has just got out in front and by a couple of margins there as well. Warwick, however, at this point in time, holding his own in 4th place with very 2 speedy customers right behind him, and the captain just on the anchors there, pulled up at the last sector and just managed to keep himself out of the rear bumper there of that AU Falcon. Now he's under pressure here. He's the captain from Jake Buttigieg. Buttigieg's looking behind him. Those brakes are absolutely glowing here for the rest of them. Can Buttigieg get half a run on him down the front straightaway? He's just a little bit too far away, but this could invite it, because it is an 800-metre long straight here at Calder Park. Kirk's got a really good exit there as well on the Castrol liveried VX Commodore. Buttigieg's having half a look here. What is he going to do? He's going to send it on the inside. He's gone hard on the brakes. The back end twitching as well. The rear locking as well. Cracking car control, Christopher Munro. That was fantastic stuff.
Beautiful stuff. Yeah, absolutely. He sort of committed to the move, and then I think immediately saw that it wasn't going to end well. and pretty much took all of his focus just to stop the brakes from locking up. You can see the adrenaline's gone to his head, and he's just let Will Kirk go now by about 7/10, so he is cheering about that. However, up ahead just a little bit more, Colin Warwick has just closed that gap up to the Rangiat car of Andre Elliott. Mind you, we're just gone half race distance, ladies and gents, so a little bit of a longer evening here tonight from the average super sprint, and we might even see a bit of tyre degradation coming into it as Colin Warwick gets nice and sideways outside there. But Jake Buttigieg is now closing in on Will Kirk. You can see there's only a couple of tenths difference here as they're coming into turn one. Buttigieg looking again. He did this last lap. He's going to commit even further now on the brakes. They are side by side. Almost contact. Will Kirk closing down the door, but managed to have the momentum just enough to hang it around the outside. Fat and stay in sixth position now. But he doesn't want to, I don't think he wants to be fighting with Will Kirk right now. I'd say drop back a tenth or two. Let Kirk catch up to these guys in front. Colin Warwick and Andre Elliott are going to be battling side by side. Speaking of which, here goes Buttigieg down. Contact there from Will Kirk, but it's all fair in love and V8 supercars, and they will battle on to the final turn here. Colin Warwick getting closer as well, so a couple of little battles happening here for fourth and third, really, or fifth and third. It's all happening, ladies and gents. As you can see, Andre Elliott just pulling out a couple of tenths on Colin Warwick. Behind them, Kirk and Buttigieg as well. So something to look out for. But back here, Dean Hanley is on the back of Jason McFadden.
Trying to get close. He was within 4 tenths there, ladies and gents, and didn't get close enough on exit. I think he just did a bit of monkey see, monkey do there with his co-compatriot in front of him in the Rangiat car of Jason McFadden. Now it's 5 tenths of a second. So another little battle brewing there for these two as well. They are, believe it or not, the closest car on track. Apart from this, Jesse Marshall, however, is going to go trying to send it up the inside, but he's got James Bullock in front of him. James Bullock's just showing all the smoke signals in the walls, and the Andes are absolutely jealous with the amount of smoke coming out of them at the moment, sending war cries everywhere at the moment. Is Jesse Marshall. Ron in the chat, better get your son on board there, because James Bullock is in for a race of his lifetime if Jesse can get that race, that VX Commodore right up the clacker of James Bullock here for the rest of them. And even behind them too, Luke Newings just starting to manage to get his way back through this field. And Nathan Higginson is the next prey on the track for him to attack. And that car is as dirty as a $2 hooker, as I said before. Nathan Higginson just sliding at Tokyo Drift style. Now all over the back there of Jesse Marshall too. They're all within 4 tenths, 5 tenths of each other here, ladies and gentlemen. Jesse Marshall's had a mare on exit, and Higginson's going to try and get the run here. And he's 100% got that down the long straightway here at Calder Park. We got 14 laps done out of 22 here for race one. This is only race one, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 2 more to go. And a reverse top 15 for the last one. Higginson's equally on the brakes as much as Jesse Marshall. Can he pull it up into turn one? He can just get it done, but Jesse's just not giving up that early. He's trying to go for a switchback, but he can't get the job done. Luke Newing's invited into this three-way battle here too as well. So this could be something to fight over here between 13th, 14th and 15th. It's all happening. Fabian Fitness is having an absolute mare down there in 22nd. Wonder if he's had any practice there, Chris, because at the moment he's benching about 30 kilos when his peak's about 200.
Yeah, there's speculation in the chat as well. Ronald Marshall says there might be too many beers there for Fitness, and it wouldn't be the first time, so he might be on the right track there, Ron. Maybe a little bit of non-practice, maybe a little bit of, what do you call it, the beer goggles on as well. But as you can see, Luke Newing just hounding the back of Jesse Marshall there in the background. But this is James Bullock as well, so keep an eye out on him. He's got O'Brien just in front of him there in the Cooper's Colours car, VS Commodore. Both of them just missing the apex by about 8 cars width. But not to worry, because the battle is on. We might be able to ride on board with Bullock here and just see what he sees up the hill. You can see him just take that wide line to slingshot and get the momentum down the hill here, and he does. So he is right on the back here of Ian O'Brien. I don't know if he's got enough straight to be able to level it up and use the suck here, but he's going to try and just close that gap under brakes, and he does. You can read the lettering there on the back of that Hell Yeah car. But there goes Bullock there, just losing the back of the VS Commodore, being a little bit too overzealous on the right to the left chicane. But another lap goes around, and these guys are separated by absolutely nothing. I think He might even have the suck here. James Bullock with a beautiful exit, and he is just sitting under the rear wing now, choosing the moment when he pulls out. Does Ian O'Brien think about going defensive? He doesn't in the number 69. He's going to just hang it fat around the outside, goes deep. Here goes Bullock, slides up under the VS Commodore and promotes himself to 12th position. Great overtake there.
Yeah, great stuff from him as well. And O'Brien's just going to have to go back to the drawing board a bit, because now he's got to look backwards in his rear vision mirror, because Higginson could be coming at him within a hot second or two. Speaking of coming at the moment, I'll tell you what, Banachek is just at the brothel at the moment and definitely coming in Ryan Nielsen's rear end. I'll tell you what, we've got 7th and 8th happening here. Nielsen has not got the chockies done here at the moment over him. It's literally something to think about here for Ryan Nielsen, because Banachek sitting in 8th place. This is one of the best performances we've seen from him. He's got it all tied up and knotted in here for Calder Park, and it's amazing what happens when you're not sitting down in 25th and 26th, Rico. You manage to race cleanly and show your true pace. So qualifying is where it's at, Rico, and you'll get right up there for sure. He's got a very, very nice livery on that car. Has he got the run? He hasn't got a better run. He's just got as good as Ryan Nielsen there from the back end. 0.5 of a second between those two. Alex McEwen, our leader, is sitting back here sitting out the front in first position by 5.8 seconds over Nick Mallow, his teammate as well. So another very dominant performance coming Alex McEwen's way here. He just have to keep it straight and keep it where the car is every race, bar the last one. Maybe strategical 15th will put him on pole again for race 2. But nonetheless, these guys are driving really well around here. All the carnage at the start has just fizzled out into nothing at the moment. The next man on the track is this bloke, the Whistler. Full-on crow calling everyone, and I'll tell you what, Jesse Marshall's the next guy on his target. And if Jesse Marshall is straight, he would be a bit worried at the moment with Whistler giving a bit of a crow call coming his way, because he's got half a run here on the front straightaway too. So it is only a little bit of a second, only 0.4 of a second here now. Not going to be close enough for an overtake here for the turn 1. But if the Whistler can keep himself right where the car needs to be and apex this beautifully without Jesse Marshall coming up to him. Oh no, he's on the brakes. He sent it harder. Full express mode there, Australia Post style. Nearly took the front end and the rear end and the whole car off Jesse Marshall there too. Rode it off, but he pulled it up at the last minute. I'll tell you what, you could hear the whistling coming from a mile away and the squealing of the brakes and the smoke signals too. Cracking stuff from the both of them. The windscreen, however, has just been done by Nathan Higginson. So going back at a little bit of rate of knots, and he's just missed him there too. Right on the arse end. Luke Newing's going to be thinking, crikey, I need to get past this bloke in a hurry, because I think I'll get rear-ended too here. And wow, look at Spewing Newing just sending it aggressively up the inside. Can he get the job done? He can, because there goes the windscreen and absolutely sent it off into the bunda. Luke Newing didn't have too good of a run there either, but he managed to pull it up, and that is job done over, bar the shouting for the rest of them. Banachek is still in 8th place here over the rest of them, and that is the closest battle on track here at the moment on the back of Ryan Nielsen, Christopher Munro.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys all putting in effort plus. The top 3 are pretty much done for here at the moment. The gaps are 6 seconds and 4 seconds respectively. But we've got Nielsen and Banachek swapping positions again. There goes Banachek up into 7th position. This is by far his best result here in the Classic V8 Supercars series here at AK Racing. Give us a subscribe, like, share the video, do all the good things that help us get famous in motorsport. We'll drag you along for the ride, ladies and gentlemen, as Banachek has done here, or tried to do with Nielsen, but Nielsen just dropping off the back. So I tell you what, Buttigieg is probably the next closest battle, as he is making his way up behind Will Kirk, who is in turn making his way up behind. Look at this gaggle of cars. We've got a couple of blue flags in here as well. This could be interesting with 2 laps to go, Zach.
Oh, this is exciting. Look at this. We've got a couple of Konikers and up the inside. That could be dangerous there. There goes Buttigieg. He pushed Kirk off. Is he going to redress that position? I don't think so. I think he's just sent it and said, bugger you, mate. I'm off down the road. That's a bit impolite in the gentleman's department. I'll tell you what, a bit of a gentleman's agreement, I reckon, coming back for their Buttigieg versus Kirk battle. But nonetheless, those blue flaggers have come into play, and they're about to as well. We have got, I think that is Harrison in front of Buttigieg here, coming down the front straightaway. So interesting to see what's going on. And they're having a battle of their own. You can see cars going left, right, upside down here. And that is a 100% blue flag situation. What can Captain Kirk do? Is he going to be able to make fruition while the sun shines here? Or is Buttigieg going to be able to get himself around? Look at this gaggle of blue flaggers here, ladies and gentlemen. We are in pole position for this. Blue flags are waving, boys. I can't see the track marshal. Beautiful stuff there from Harrison to get it out of the way. Now we've got a couple more. We've got a VS, 2 VSs in front as well. I think this is William Wallace in the next one coming into fruition. Harrison and Wallace have changed position. Around the outside goes Captain Kirk. Just says, I'll take that position again. And he's off into the bunda, but he's kept it together somehow. And they're side by side. They're bumping bumpers there at the moment, rear versus front. And wowee, that is cracking driving. The captain pulls it up at the last second, checks up Buttigieg, and now he's got a beautiful run here. And at the perfect timing onto the front straightaway, the captain is going to get a suck battle down the front straight from a blue flagger. He's got that job done. They get it out of the way nicely when they possibly can. And it is race on again because these two are battling for sheep stations here over 5th and 6th. I'll give you the hot tip. Cracking stuff, Christopher.
Yeah, great stuff. Jake Buttigieg getting all sorts of sideways on the entry there. And Will Kirk going deep. So that's brought them both back together again for the final lap of this race. Alex McEwen is way out in front. He will not be touched. Nick Mello again as well in second. Andre Elliott out there in third in no man's land as well. Colin Warwick just hounding the back of him, but I don't think he's close enough. This could be the pretty much all over bar the shouting as Alex McEwen rounds the final turn, swerves in celebration across the start-finish line. Alex McEwen takes out the victory in race 1. Nick Mello crosses the line for second, and Andre Elliott just rounding the final turn now. Colin Warwick in tow as well. They will finish third and fourth respectively, with Will Kirk chiming in fifth, and a bit of a gap back to Buttigieg. He threw everything he could, including the kitchen sink, to hold off a fast finishing Kirk there. Couldn't get it done, but Banachek crosses the line now for 7th. Oh, party time at the Bananarama's home. I'll tell you what, get the bananas peeled, get the banana bread in the oven, because it is party time. Ryan Nielsen crosses the line in 8th. McFadden in 9th, just ticking over the points haul. Ferguson gets the jump in. Very nicely done. Crosses the line in 10th position.
Dean Hanley, 11th place as well. Cracking stuff from him. Started a fair way back down the grid and got himself up there where it matters. James Bullock in 12th. Luke Newing in 13th. Sideways Esport doing exactly that as we cross to him. Ian O'Brien, the windscreen. 14th place. Went back a little bit of a position there, but nonetheless, he'll be okay with that. Jesse Marshall in 15th position though. Whistler, 16th place. Higginson, 17th with Nathan Hughes, Fabian Fitness in the pits and out of that already. Back on the pints, I reckon. Back to the bar for him. And Snooksy rounds out your top 20 with the haircut there in 21st place. We'll get the official ones up there. You can see them on the screen. We've got the haircut in 21st. Braden Moore, 22nd. Steve Harrison, Hayden Wallace and Postlethwaite are your final finishes of the event, with Warwick, Ward, both starting the race, only getting 6 and 4 laps in between. And Will Bullock will be back for the next one, I have heard, so don't stress about that. But what a race. Alex McEwen dominated that one from the start. Nick Mello and Andre Elliott, 2nd and 3rd respectively, but the rest of them, geez, it was on for young and old. Love for no money. I'll give you the hot tip there, Christopher Munro. What a cracking race one.
Yeah, it was great to see. All the promises that were made pre-race came true. Good racing, heaps better than F1 if you ask me. And this is only a video game, so go figure. Here we are, ladies and gents. We are just getting all the drivers back into the pit lane after that cracking race 1. Race 2 coming up shortly. It will be another 22-lap affair with the finishing order of this race here. So it will be Alex McEwen, Nick Mello off the front row, and the rest of the order in that finishing order. For race 2, it's going to be a good one. Can Nick Mello just get the jump and head off, or at least pull up side by side with Alex McEwen to challenge him into turn 1? That'd be something I'd like to see, Zachariah.
Yeah, I'd love to see it too, Christopher. He's got to get his kangaroo spirit into him, does Nick Mello, and just jump McEwen off the start line and maybe hold him up for a couple of laps here, fairly and squarely, or even just go hard, because the championship is on between the both of them. Nick Mello's the better one of the two in 4th place, with Alex just clawing his way through. So no prisoners, I reckon, are going to be taken here for the race 2 coming away. But speaking of which, let's get ready for that, ladies and gents. Go refill all those condiments. Get yourself strapped in. Maybe Fabian Fitness has had 2 pints in between now and the next race, and he'll be way back on song here for the Classic V8s for race 2 coming away. 22 laps. Keep an eye on that top 10 there on your screen. That's where they will be. And we'll be back here at SimSational TV for that explicit event coming away in just a hot second.
Economies and political systems are unconsciously predicated on the belief that nature will continue to be a benign and regular provider of the conditions we need to thrive. Regular seasons, dependable fresh water, endless fish, pollinators, minerals of soil. It's now apparent that the Holocene has ended, and our stable, reliable planet no longer exists. The impacts of this destabilization will profoundly impact every country on Earth. When you think of it, there is perhaps no more unstable planet. The only conditions modern humans have ever known are changing and changing fast. You are all in positions where you will make more of the news than most. If ever we need a strong
As the crowd ascends into Calder Park, you can see all 450,000 of them there on the grassy knoll behind you there, next to the ambulance, and where Calder Park is in Melbourne, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what, there's more car thefts and murders at the moment. So I hope these guys have got their keys all ready to rock and roll, and so do the drivers on the circuit here tonight. Alex McEwen and Nick Mallow definitely got the keys to the chockies at the moment. Jeez Louise, they're driving the absolute tits off these cars, are all of them at this point in time. But with 1 minute 52 left here, Christopher Munro, for the second of the proceedings here tonight, are we just going to see the old Alex McEwen just gallop away and take away? Or, as we said before, is Nick Mallow just going to go in and punt him off and just gallop off into the distance himself?
It'll be one or the other. Alex McEwen, obviously formidable, especially when he gets his own way out there in front. I think the only way his rhythm is going to be disrupted tonight is if Nick Mallow can get the jump on him. Doesn't necessarily have to punt him off, but just to fill up his mirrors a little bit, just to hold him off, and maybe force an unforced error. It's not very common, but he might be due for one. At least one little, maybe one tyre off the track, and that's all that Nick Mallow needs. We've seen in the past. He doesn't need a second invitation to send it up the inside. So I'd imagine we might see a little bit more of an aggressive strategy here from Nick Mallow. But in the meantime, we've got about 50 seconds to a start. Get your predictions in. Is Alex going to get his own way out in front, or is Nick Mallow going to make it tough for him? Is Buttigieg going to just send it up the inside? Is one of these guys from a few rows back, let's say Ryan Nielsen, just gets an absolute cracking launch? He might just part the seas and find himself on the back of one of these guys coming into turn one. But all these questions. Oh, Ron with the fiver, Fabian with the 8, just goes bang and betters him. But thank you both very much for the donations. Very much appreciated. We love yous all out there. We love yous all out there. In the words of Jeff Fennick, don't shoot me, Frank. It's about time, and we're just about ready for a start. Let's stop bullshitting because we're off and racing. Alex McEwen gets a pretty good start. I'm just going to see there Nick Mello just doesn't have the better of it there in the second phase. So McEwen will just lead into turn one, though Andre Elliott's pretty handy there as well. Buttigieg and Will Kirk are going side by side, mind you, so keep an eye on those two guys. But that is McEwen just gets the hole shot nice and easily. Andre Elliott, though, just hounding the inside here. He's just going to shoot it up the inside here of Mello. Mello gives him just enough room. Wow, there's nothing in between them there. Will Kirk just pulled up because there's nowhere for him to go. Andre Elliott just a bit of a cork in the bottle, but you see the field comes streaming through. Who's this side by side? Andrew Ferguson, Luke Newing, Ryan Nielsen as a bit of a gaggle. Higginson chiming in as well. He's just going very deep under brakes. Oh, almost makes contact with Luke Newing. That's a very nice car control from the both of them. But look at him go here. Nick Higginson just on the inside. We're not going to stop at the scene of that accident, that's for sure. But look at Higginson just get on the power there and gives Newing a bit of a bath on the way out. So he just goes up a couple of positions. What a great start there for Higginson.
Yeah, cracking stuff. Cracking start to the race as well. Alex McEwen has taken away the lead, ladies and gents, but Higginson has got it all to fight for here. He has got a very angry Luke Newing and James Bullock behind him, the Green-Eyed Monster versus the Gran Turismo Autodesk Value Falcon going around. And I'll tell you what, Trailer Park Girl style at the side of that is Luke Newing, just trying to get it around there. James Bullock, he's got it done for now, but he's going to have to slot back in now. Bullock gives him a lot of room there as well, so good etiquette there on track. But here comes Jesse Marshall now too. Well, here we go. Jesse Marshall's trying to get into this battle as well because he's got O'Brien behind him too. Marshall's had an absolute mare. The O'Brien's coming in the windscreen there. You can see it at rate of knots, but he pulls it up just at the last second. Jesse Marshall just trying to stick onto the back of this lot in front of him, of Newing, Bullock, Higginson and Nielsen there as well. Cracking driving from all three of them. I'll tell you what, it is a very hot and spicy battle here for the top 9 at least at this point in time. But Will Kirk has got a beautiful run here on Jake Buttigieg. They are both side by side coming down the drag strip. Kirk's on the disadvantageous side of the circuit at this point in time, but Buttigieg's going to try and stick it fat. Let's look on board. Where is Buttigieg going to do? Oh, the Kirk's on the slide there. And there he goes. He's off into the bunda. And there goes Buttigieg. Banachek, McFadden, and also Fergo's chiming in on this now. Now he's under all sorts of pressure. He's the captain. He's getting shot to pieces in the universe at the moment. He's the captain. He's got to get those afterburners on and get the hell out of here, because right at this point in time, he's copping all sorts, left, right, upside down, back, front, you name it. He's like a $2 hooker at a brothel, that's for sure, copping it everywhere. And the cousin on the inside, he's 100% trying to yield himself out of this one. He thinks he might have done something wrong there, but he's just let the Kirk man go through. Ferguson, however, the angry Scotsman right behind, will not be giving one rat's toss bag here for the rest of them. He will be trying to get all over and inside of Jason McFadden's car at this point in time, but they're two different universes of Falcons, EL versus AU. Driving beautifully here, and you can see the gaggle of them all. Look at them streaming down the front straightaway here. We'll just sit here and watch them all come through. Higginson there has got, that is James Bullock behind him. They've got Jesse Marshall and O'Brien. Then the battle at the back is just starting to sizzle out a bit, so we'll keep going on board here with Andrew Ferguson. The closest man to any car on the circuit is this guy. Luke Newing, however, in the background's had half a look there on James Bullock too. Now Higginson's a cork in the bottle situation for the rest of them here. Wow. This is exciting stuff. What is Luke Newing going to do? Is he got to run here up over the hill? He hasn't at the moment. Over the right to left chicane we got here, nearly flat out. Just jump him here in a classic V8 supercar, and James Bullock fully on the slide there. Cracking stuff from him to keep that car under control. But spewing Newing here right now needs to get himself up, because you can see that top 10 in front of him just galloping off into the distance ever so slightly. Higginson on the slide and on the dance there too, doing the cha-cha. And here goes Newing. He's trying to send it up the inside, can't get it done. But now Jesse Marshall's going to be involved in this one too. O'Brien's looking at the back of this going, keep going boys, I'm getting invited into this one. Marshall is all up the side there of James Bullock now. He's going to get a suck off Luke Newing too. So the old hookers down here at Corner Park, sitting underneath the homeless section here that we've got under the overpass here, getting all the tips and tricks from Jesse Marshall, and he sent it up the inside of Luke Newing. He's got the job done partially. Trailer Park Girl stuff from Luke Newing is trying to send it fat. They're bumping quarter panels and Luke Newing's pitted him. He said, piss off, mate. I'm out of here. You are gone, and you can sit it in the fence there and be a spectator for the rest of them as they all streak past. That is disastrous stuff. Luke Newing, you should get an absolute slap over the head, mate.
No, I was watching the top view from that. Ewing was on the edge of the circuit, nowhere else to go. And the VX Commodore of Marshall just ventured across to get to the racing line, but there was already a VS Commodore in that gap. So play on there for Ewing. A bit more awareness for Marshall when there's a car next to you, son. Have a little look in the mirror. But up here, Jace McFadden is making headway here on Rick Banachek, who's in sixth position, ladies and gents. But no, he's just slowed up a little bit there. I don't know if he's having troubles, but Ferguson there's two cars off the circuit there. That's Will Kirk. He's going slowly. Who else is that?
It's a lap marker.
That's a lap marker, number 52, William Wallace. Just getting in the way there, I think, of poor old Kirk and balking him up a little bit. But I'll tell you what, Ferguson is rip-roaring and ready to go. He's got McFadden in front of him. The gap is 4/10. He's got 4/10 behind him to Kirk as well, as you can see on the screen. All nice and evenly spread here, ladies and gents. Banachek just holding on for dear life. He's in the top 5 now, ladies and gents. Now that is a testament to his ability to be persistent, to stick it out, and to get the hours under the belt in that seat, in the hot seat, in the seat time. That's what gets you better at racing, ladies and gentlemen. Will Kirk pulls out of the slipstream, as you can see in the background there. He is pulled up alongside Andrew Ferguson. Now they're side by side. Ferguson, just signalled like he was going to turn in there, but Kirk slides up the inside, gets that job done up into 7th position.
Yeah, now Banachek is getting hounded here by the championship leader of Jason McFadden. Jason McFadden's got a new deal this year. He's not millions inside the top 10. He's every 10,000 follicles he gets inside the top 10 put onto his head is Jason. So he's looking a bit patchy at the moment, is McFadden. But nonetheless, he's trying to send it up the inside, just sending smoke signals on the back of Banachek. Banachek saw that coming, got out of the way nicely there, as he would have been absolutely pit manoeuvred there, highway patrol style. But McFadden now right there, Bigginson off in the background too, so don't worry about that. But Banachek's had a mare on the exit there of this turn, and now McFadden's going to be right up his clacker here down the front straight away we go. There's another blue flagger getting out of the way. Nice, hell yeah, sick VS. I'll tell you what, McFadden's about to hand out the scissors at the moment and chop him down the front straightaway, dragway style here for the both of them. McFadden and Banachek, 5th and 6th trading places. Banachek's just got to keep it together because McFadden, we're a little bit wide there. Banachek's going to try and slide up the inside, but too far away at the moment. Oh, the Kirkman, he's gone wide there too, and given Nielsen and Ferguson another position for free on the circuit. But now Fergo right on the arse end here of Ryan Nielsen. I'll tell you what, this is AU versus EL. Don't worry about the generational differences. It is all on for young and old here. Look at Nathan. Look at Andrew. Look at him going side by side here over Ryan Nielsen. 2 by 2. I know his arc style. Coming into the back section of Calder Park, into the right hand and now into the left. Can Fergo get the switchback manoeuvre on? He can't. He's just going to have to sit back and hope Nielsen crumbles under pressure. If he goes that early into the apex, he's going to hurt himself here on exit. Yeah. And that's what Ferguson's done, but he's put the flankers on too late and checked up himself too late there as well. And now he's going to have half a run, but the suck battle is well and truly on here. You can see it in the background. Look at this. The Haviland Value Falcon versus the EL versus Captain Kirk behind, who's absolutely pissed off at the moment. And Kirk's going to go for 3 wide here. He's going to punt anyone. No, he doesn't. Nielsen's gone up the inside of Fergo. Fergo versus Nielsen's going up and in. Captain Kirk's right there. Fergo's off in the grass as well. Kirk's going down the inside and jumps and bumps him and absolutely pit manoeuvres himself out of it. That is all you get for karma there, ladies and gentlemen. Fergo's come out of it going, how do I get myself into this position? And he's just going the way the tank of an EL Falcon just made the VX Commodore look like a little 9mm bullet against him, that is for sure. And now he has got to look behind because here comes Higginson on the charge with Newing and Fame and Fitness 4 more points deep and racing better here. He said he was too sober for the last race, so he sculled a couple as Fabian Fitness.
Yeah, now he's on the better side of life, I'm sure, just smiling back there in 11th position. However, the battle's on up here. Rick Banachek is really under the pump here from Jake Buttigieg. Buttigieg's going to pull out of the slipstream here. Poor Banachek, he's still sitting pretty in the top 5, but for how much longer, it's not going to be said because Buttigieg just slides up the inside easy as you like. But Banachek wants to return serve, and he's going to here. He's just sitting pretty on the back of him. But look ahead there. Andre Elliott and McFadden all there within the... Oh, no, there goes Banachek. Just a bit too heavy on the throttle out of turn 3. 3. That's going to just sit him back into the lap of Ryan Nielsen now. So that is a battle that is about to heat up, ladies and gents, into turn 6. Vanacek, wow, he's been so good today, and just one little mistake pops him back here, and now he's vulnerable.
Very vulnerable, because Ryan Nielsen, I reckon, has got a little bit of stick about him at the moment tonight. Racing around here in 7th place, trying to get on the back of Banachek, but he won't do it that way because Banachek just slid around. And what's happened to Spewing Newing? Oh, disaster there for Spewing. He's got clobbered there. The Captain Kirk, and as well as him too, sliding backwards down the grid. Fitness versus Bullock. Fitness has just let that one go. So maybe a culprit there just caught live on stream. But Fitness is going very slow indeed. Luke Newing's going to get past him here too. These track cameras are absolute nightmare here to get a hold of. But nonetheless, Luke Newing's got it done. But in front, look at Bullock versus Kirk. They've bumped each other. Two side by side. Not going to work through that corner. And Will Bullock's just gone straight out on top. He's got rid of the captain there and said, piss off, mate. I'm in the FTR. Falcon here. I'm getting back up where the sponsors need to see me. Bit of biffo, bit of how's you going sort of stuff there from all of them. Cracking driving here from everyone in Sundry. Not being able to catch up with all the battles. They're all so close here on circuit at the moment. The captain now just having to sit behind here, but Bullock there just showing smoke signals once again for the rest of them. He's gone wide here. He's overlapped himself, and now Captain Kirk has got half a chance here to get the slingshot out of this final corner. He's going to dive it in, apex it beautifully there, but on the slide, so he's lost all that little bit of momentum, but he's going to get the suck battle here. Look at this, bird's eye view nearly here down the front straightaway. He's opted for the disadvantageous side of the road here. Not the best way to go, but look at the side drafting of them. This is Waters Feeney style here at Sydney Motorsport Park, and the captain's just gone bang, put the afterburners on and said, see you later, I'm off back into the galaxy where I belong. And Will Bullock's just going to have to settle there, because right at the back of that too, Bullock and Newing, Bullock and Fitness and Newing, crikey, if I get them right, are going 2 by 2 Noah's Ark style here, and Fabian Fitness just has to sit right there and think about his next move down here at the next right-hander coming up, because he's also got Nathan Hughes right on his clacker. Oh no, Jason McFadden just sliding down the order there. He's lost it out to Buttigieg as well. We just missed the end of that. Buttigieg versus the Doc now is on here for the front straight away. 13 laps in. We're over halfway of the race here, and the battle is just starting to heat up even more. We're going to run out of breath here in the commentary box. Give us the oxygen tanks.
Yes, someone hook him up to it. Here goes Buttigieg now, just pulling out of the slipstream, gets on the anchors. Can he get it pulled up? Does, very nicely. The Doc hanging it fat around the outside, just breaking traction there, and that is just enough of an advantage that Buttigieg needs to slide up the inside and consolidate that overtake. He makes his way up into the podium positions. Andre Elliott's going to try and stay with him, but he's just getting smaller and smaller through the front windscreen. Buttigieg finding pace now at the best time to get it done too. So Andre Elliott now, he's got his teammate back there behind him, Jason McFadden, filling up his mirrors currently. We're riding on board with Jason McFadden, just seeing him probing, looking at the differing racing lines there. Andre Elliott going like all the way to the edge of the track before shooting off down the main circuit. He's just dropped a little bit there from Elliott, who I think is just getting a little bit of a suck through on the car in front. But back here is James Bullock. He's got Will Kirk behind him. He's got Nathan Higginson in front of him. He's the man that he's trying to get around at the moment, going right to the edge of the track too, looking for a little up and under. Oh, very sideways off the curbing. Manages to gather it up. So that's really nice car control there from him. But Nathan Higginson just is watching him in the rearview mirror. But there goes Bullock now, making a meal of it. So he will live to fight another day. Here's Fabian Fitness on screen, chasing down Luke Newing. Yeah, he's just a little bit far away at the moment. He was right up there, just got himself a little bit edgy on the exit of the first chicane there, turn 2 to be exact. But now you can see Will Bullock in front of Luke Newing. Oh no, Luke Newing's hit the wall. He's hit the tyre barrier, and Fabian Fitness has shut himself and just absolutely sent it off himself there as well. Not the best start for him, but Luke Newing has survived it somehow. Has he got any steering damage in the department of damage? No, he hasn't. He's steering. Oh, he's just a little bit left hand down there, just a little bit. You can see the glove just poking through the screen, so just the slightest of suspension damage for him, but that will hurt him down the front straightaway if he ever gets in a battle, that's for sure, because you can see Will Bullock now ever so closing in, and he's just struggling to turn it in, point it in there at the first corner at Calder Park.
but nonetheless, poor old Fabian Fitness, just a bit of monkey see, monkey do. He had to check himself up there, and I'll tell you what, look at this between Fergo and Nielsen coming at each other here. Fergo is not taking any prisoners tonight in 8th versus 7th position. This is on for Sheep Stations, and Nielsen's off. He's done. He's out of that one. Fergo put the pressure point on and just knocked out Ryan Nielsen there too. So cracking stuff from him in the Fergo department. Another 7th place coming his way. Banachek up in front looking pretty tasty, and with 7 laps to go here, ladies and gentlemen, there's plenty of time for Fergo to make amends here. And speaking of which, James Bullock, the other one, is looking very tasty here on the back of the AU Falcon of Higginson. It is now a drag race down the front straightaway. A bit of slipstreaming coming our way. He's pulled out too early as James Bullock. He's got to sit right up his clacker and then get the last minute lunge, because if he keeps doing that, he won't get any further up the grid. Higginson can see it coming from a mile away. But at the pressure point, he could be coming on here, because these tyres are starting to sing it for the high heavens here with 22 laps of the race going, but 16 of them completed. These guys will now be looking at them going, ooh, okay, we could probably spice down it a little bit here on the pace department. 0.3 of a second only between Higginson and Bullock now, and decreasing at a rate of knots here. What can James Bullock do? He's just got to keep it right pointed in. The smoke signal's coming all the way from Nathan Higginson's front right tyre there. And now he's got half a run here. Higginson just stuffed it up. That full little relay of corners, if you do not get it right, it costs you tenths, and Bullock's just punted him and just given him the old, how's your father? I'm coming at you, son. And that has invited the captain back into this battle too. The Kirk man coming right up the rear clucker of the AU Falcon. You can see now the difference in defensive driving, but not defensive enough. Kirk's 100% got the run, and he is going to take that 10th position off James Bullock there, all over in about 1 corner and 800 metres. Captain really, really deep on the brakes there in the VX Commodore. Just managed to pull it up there, Christopher Munro. Now he's got Higginson ready to rock.
That was super deep. Timed it perfectly too before making contact with the Falcon in front. But Will Kirk finishing fast in this race. James Bullock is just sticking on the back of him now as well. But I'll tell you what, Higginson doing a great job on the defensive here, just keeping these guys honest behind. I'm keeping one eye on this battle up in front here, because Elliott has now closed the gap to Jake Buttigieg. This is for the final position on the podium. Elliott has a really nice run here on the front straight. Buttigieg just sticking to the middle of the track, deciding whether he's going to go defensive or not. He does, but look at the braking power here of Elliott. Needs to get on him, because he's off into the bunda, and he will lose maybe another position to McFadden, who is just coming up behind him now. But Elliott getting back out onto the track in time. It might have dashed his chances of getting up to third, but poor old Banachek. We praised him maybe one too many times here tonight, but I'll tell you what, a little mistake here and there, it's not going to dishearten him.
It was him and Fergo. You can see the guilt on Fergo's EL Falcon there. He pulled right off to the side there. They were battling over position 7th and 6th, and that is Banachek back into the position ahead of Ferguson there. So caught live on stream in 1440 pp. It was Fergo over Banachek, but now it's just about getting your head back in the groove of things for these guys. And tell you what, look at this battle up in front here. Look at the Bullocks going at each other. They've touched each other. The two brothers have had an absolute nightmare. And Spewy Newey is just going to be loving this battle. He's going to get a position for free here, dead set in the fair dinkum department. He is coming right at him and absolutely sailing past Will Bullock is Luke Newing. So 10th place for Will. 9th for Luke, 9th for Bullock, and 11th for Will Bullock there. So the two Sandra Lovechilds here going at it. Will's just trying to get the position back on Newing, but he can't get that job done. What can Spewing do here? Can he see the Nathan Higginson battle in front of him heating up? He can, because poor old James Bullock has not been able to get past him now. So can these two cars right behind this battle in front of this battle pack get the Trockies over these guys? Because the pace now is starting to heat up. We've got 3 laps left here in this one. Alex McEwen leads by an absolute country mile again over Nick Mallow in the front. Haven't called him anything because there's no point, because he's way out in front, just halt lapping here at this point in the stage. But the battling all over the track here, you can see them all in sequence, and they all manage to keep themselves within the same 10th of a second gappage at that sequence of corners. We've got a right to left, then a right, and then a left onto the back straight. And now you can see a little bit of a 3-way suck battle coming our way. Higginson surely got to be looking in his rear vision mirrors, but he's holding up at the moment with the pressure behind, and you can see the lap time difference. And Higginson did a 1:06. Bullock did a 1 minute dead. Luke Newing did a 1 minute dead himself. So Higginson really a cork in the bottle at the moment. And look at the cars just starting to file up behind this battle here, ladies and gentlemen. You got Fergo, you got Banachek, you got Hughes there at the last of them, and you can see the 5 of them all in front of Nathan Hughes now. If Nathan Higginson decides to start being a cork in the bottle, this in 2 laps time, or 1.5 laps left in the race, could be the last position here in the top 10 before we even know it.
Yeah, he'll be loving life here at the moment, though. Just one more lap to go after this one, and he's done a really good job so far of holding on to this position. Oh, as I say that, he goes off the circuit, but gets back on. No harm, no foul. A little bit sideways, a little bit too sideways on the exit there for my liking, but James Bullock eyes will be the size of dinner plates at that fact. You can see him just sticking there behind him, not quite close enough this time around to make the move. We are on lap 21 of 22, so another lap after this one. Here goes Bullock, just really deep under brakes. Oh, smoke signals everywhere. Higginson saw him coming and just added a little bit more, or took off a little bit of steering angle, let Bullock through there before there was an accident. But that's good awareness there from both drivers. Bullock getting the job done, Higginson avoiding an accident, but now he's got Luke Newing to worry about, because that black VS Commodore is getting quite large in the mirrors.
Yeah, definitely. And as we cross the final lap here, Alex McEwen way out in front. He's just rounding turn 1 at this point in time, so we're going to cross back to this little angry gaggle of cars here and count down to about 30 seconds time before we get Alex McEwen crossing the start-finish straight. Oh no, there goes Will Bullock. He's off. He's in the bundo and he's in the wall too, so he's going to lose all those positions. Fergo, Banachek and Hughes all get a free pass, and so will Fabian Fitness too, unless he thinks about the last lap here, because he could be on pole for the next one, but he won't be doing that, because any points in the bag gets him done. Luke Dewing is right on the back here of Higginson for the final lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen. McEwen leading by a country mile, but Luke Dewing can get himself 1 position up. Instead of 10th, he can get 9th here over Higginson if he keeps this pace up at the moment. Higginson just feeling a little bit of pressure, but Luke Newing driving the wheels off this VS Commodore. He's just a little bit too far. We've missed Alex McEwen go across the front straight away. Doesn't matter, because he won by a country mile. There goes Nick Mallow as well. He's, thank you very much, mother, for the rabbits. Then a good 10 seconds behind is Jake Buttigieg, but as that battling, we can just see fizzling out in the background between Luke Newing, Hughes, Banachek and Higginson. Andre Elliott comes through, gets 4th over his teammate Jason McFadden in 5th. Ryan Nielsen crosses the line just about now in 6th place. Captain, 7th. What a drive from him. Jeez, he's been in the wars tonight in race 2, but he's got through in 7th. James Bullock in 8th. Higginson in 9th place as he crosses the line. Luke Newing half a second behind him. Nathan Hughes in 11th. Banachek and Fergo around out your top 13. With Fitness coming through for a front row start here in the last one. Bullock on pole.
Yeah, great stuff there from those guys. Keep an eye out for Fitness off the front row. Bullock's going to do his best to hold him off, I'm sure. But behind them is Ian O'Brien in 16th, the Whistler in 17th. We've got Snooksy there in 18th, Moore in 19th, Steve Warwick a bit... no, it was Colin Warwick who had the cracking drive in race 1. And he's a bit further down beyond Jesse Marshall, Steve Harrison, Brody Barber. There's Colin Warwick in 24th. Can do better. We've seen him out there. Gaz Pozzi there in 25th position. Beyond that, we've got Hayden Wallace, who finished the race in 26th. Then we've got Handley Ward. And the other guys who did not start that one. So, Alex McEwen, 2 from 2, and in quite dominant fashion.
Yeah, great stuff from Alex McEwen. Just really, really putting the afterburners on in all the races here at Calder Park. Quicker the circuit, as soon as you go off, you have not got as much time to catch up again with 50-odd second laps coming your way. If you can just keep it consistent, keep his nose clean through the blue flag markers as well, you're definitely going to come out on top in this one, as he has done already twice tonight. But the finale is coming your way, viewers, here at SimSational TV. We have got a reverse top 15. So look at that front row right there. That is Will Bullock and Fabian Fitness. 2 AU Falcons starting off the front row with Fergo hot on the trot and Banachek right next to each other as well. Nathan Hughes is going to be there, and in your 5th place as well will be Luke Newing. So watch out. We've got McEwen, Mallow, Buttigieg, Doc and McFadden all with some work to do. Try to get through all that sort of stuff cleanly. But the final saga and event for tonight here is coming your way, ladies and gentlemen, here at SimSational TV. Christopher Munro and Zach O'Reilly will be back with you here for race 3, the final one of the evening here at SimSational TV. Classic V8 Supercars put on by AK Racing. If you haven't already, give the video a like, give us a subscribe. Thank you to Ron Marshall and Fabian Fitness for the donation. So far, it's been a cracker, but we're going back for one more here at SimSational TV. Don't go anywhere. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. The final event of the evening. 1 minute 20 left on the clock here before we are lights out. And away we go. And look at that for a front row grid. We've got Will Bullock, Fabian Fitness right next to each other there at Calder Park. We've got 22 laps coming your way. Reverse top 15 grid. So we've got Alex McEwen and Nick Mallow in a battle of their own with Buttigieg and Andre Elliott and Brian's cousin to come through for the rest of them. But Fitness, Ferguson, Banachek, Hughes, Luke Newing, and James Bullock with the captain in ninth place, and Nielsen round out your top 10. Geez, this is going to be exciting here, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to get the chockies over the rest of them? Is Fabian going to be able to stick it fat out in front? It's pretty good, but I'll tell you what, it's a battle on in the chat and also in the racing box here with 34 seconds left in the time before it ticks down the racing. Christopher Munro, we are on like Donkey Kong.
We are just having a little giggle at the chat content there. Ron wants to know how much the odds are for a Fabian Fitness win. And
35 to 1 at the moment.
Replies and says, yeah, not good, he reckons. So
SimSational Bet just giving us the odds.
Sim Bet, get your monies in, because we're about to go racing, ladies and gentlemen, here for the last time tonight here at Calder Park, ladies and gents. The lights are up and we are all set for a start. Who is going to lead into turn one? We are now racing, and from the top view, it looks like Bullock is absolutely out there flying. Fabian Fitness comes across to cover Ferguson, but Ferguson just gets a little bit of an outside run there. He's going to go side by side with Hughesy. Oh boy, this is all happening here. Luke Newing around the outside, Hughes up the inside. We've got Higginson there as well. Oh, yeah, Ferguson just copping a little whack there from Hughes, but it's play on. Jason McFadden's up there with Will Kirk as well. Oh, Ferguson getting more slaps there than the wall of revs there at 2 in the morning. Higginson copping it. But back there in the back here, we've got McFadden, we've got Nielsen, Bullock is also being hounded. McEwen has made his way through now. He's challenging James Bullock up the inside here at turn 6. Here he goes now, just sliding under brakes. Very nicely done. Jeez, it's a work of art watching Alex McEwen cut his way through the field. What a fantastic sight, and everyone's got through relatively tear-free. Riding on board with Alex McEwen, he's got a slow-moving Ryan Nielsen. He's just going to take advantage of that slipstream now on board. That is Andre Elliott. No, that's, Jason McFadden. He's going to pull out of the slipstream and get a bit more suck off McFadden as well. Look at this. What a move. 2 in 1. Here goes McEwen. Up the inside into turn 1. There's absolutely nothing McFadden can do about it. Tries to get on the anchors late, but goes wide and invites McEwen up the inside. He squeezes him right to the very outside and takes the position off him. Great driving, as always, by Mr. McEwen.
Yeah, great stuff from the lot of them there. The timing tower just letting us in on absolutely nothing at the moment. But nonetheless, it is Luke Newing in 4th place. He is all over the back of everyone at the moment, and they've touched and Fergo's around, and they're all off in the background there too. Higginson has come out. Alex McEwen's dodged his way around that somehow. So has Andre Elliott. He's gone onto the grass and just cut his way through the field. He's lost a couple of positions, but still comes out in front of McFadden and McEwen. The two Macs going at it. Mac Daddy's battling it out, and I reckon there, McFadden's got a good run, but McEwen's got even a better run. So we're going 3 wide down the drag strip here at Calder Park. Andre Elliott, the worst position possible here. McFadden's going to try and stick it up the inside of McEwen as well, but he's too far back at the moment. But he's just going to have to sit behind Nathan Higginson. He's McEwen as well. And now they're coming together. Nearly the 2 Rangyard cars checking up was Alex McEwen on Higginson. Now the cork in the bottle situation. 100% is going to be Higginson. What can McEwen do there? Can he get the job done? We're going to see in just a hot second as we ride on board. Higginson's got a good run out of the turn 3 over the hill into the 4-5 chicane we go. And these guys are not letting up at the moment. Jeez Louise, McEwen on the slide there. And Higginson still fighting his way. He's going to be shitting bricks at the moment with that red VS Commodore behind him, knowing it's the quickest car on the circuit. Right there, can he keep it together for a defensive move? But Nielsen and Mallow trading positions there too in the background. We just missed that. Mallow making his way through the field as well, and he's right on the clacker there. Oh, there's a check-up situation, and McEwen's off. McEwen's been punted off, and he's way down the back of the field. The absolute fairy tale start to the round has come to an end there for Alex McEwen. Have we got any culprits on the track? Jesse Marshall's car's looking pretty beat up there as well, but that looks like that is Jason McFadden going a little bit slowly there. Is he going to be waiting for Alex McEwen? And he is guilty as charged, as Christopher Munro said in the background. Where is McEwen on the track? He is way down there. He is in 25th and dead set last. McFadden's just going to have to cop a penalty and keep racing here for the rest of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. And as all this is going on in the background, the race lead is starting to spice up. Fabian Fitness coming under pressure now from Rick Banachek. Can we get the Bananarama race lead here in round 8 of the Classic V8 Supercars series? I can't be the only one out there in Simland that wants to see that happen. I think we would. I think we could cop $1 million in revenue raising there if we got the banana out in front. He's chasing Fabian Fitness, but around that last lap, Fabian just stretching the legs of that AU Falcon and putting a couple of tenths on Banachek, but not just dropping him off completely. Banachek's still there within a few tenths of the lead. William Bullock is sitting back there, just smoking his pipe for the time being, watching the world go by. But that is a slow-moving Maltesers vehicle there. Is that Jake Buttigieg in the 0-2, getting back out on the circuit there in 8th position now, back behind Nathan Higginson, the defensive masterclass man himself. Very hard to overtake at the best of times. Down here, Bullock and Marshall side by side into turn. Oh, geez, that's close stuff. But Marshall just holds him off for now. Oh, no, that was a bad thing. McFadden and Warwick in the background. Warwick and McFadden came together. McFadden sent it up the inside so hard, and he's got punted there by Ryan Snooks. The absolute person who puts this on has just gone against all the rules he enforces and punted McFadden harder than you wouldn't believe. He's hit him for 6 and more out of the stadium, and that is all done bar the shouting. But look at this at the background here. We got 10th place under sheep station sort of stuff
We've got Nielsen versus Elliott. Elliott's trying to go around the outside here. Trailer Park Girl move style, but he's not going to get the job done because he's on the bunda. Nielsen's going to have to swap back right in and go after Jake Buttigieg, who was also in the wars there earlier too. Just getting forced out by Higginson on the outside on the previous lap. Onto the grass as well, and look at the gaggle of cars. Poor old Steve Harrison's having an absolute mare. Alex McEwen's making his way through the field. What has happened here? Is anything, or is it the timing tower just doing an absolute mare? No. Oh, it isn't. Andrew Ferguson's come off something shocking, and he's lost all that ground that he had, and he's just failing at the moment. 13th place, 2/7 at the moment for Fergo. Now he's in 13th. He's still on for an average of 10th here at this point in time for the round. But nonetheless, it's happening for him. It's going to be happening here at the start because Banachek is not letting go of the back of Fabian Fitness. Fitness showing the smoke signals on the AU Falcons. I've also noticed too that the old Falcons of the AUs are also definitely showing the Himalayans how to do it in the smoke signals department. The VSs and the VXs not doing so much. So a bit of front brake locking coming the AU's way versus everyone else, and the battle at the back here is happening too in 4th place and 3rd. Luke Newing versus Will Bullock. Spewing's got a beautiful run here. Bullock's going to have to go defensive and try to keep that black VS Commodore behind him there, all blocking the brakes up, and the Kirk's coming at the mile at 100 miles an hour here, even basically live speed here for the rest of them. Jeez, he's coming at a rate of knots. He's got a top 5 on at the moment. He's wanting to get up into 3rd place. What can Newing do? We're right on board with him now. Has he got a better run? He's just on the teetering edge there. Can he get a little bit of a suck down the front straightaway here? I'm not sure he's far enough away, but he's gaining ever so more. The slipstream battle is happening. The rear wing is dancing, and there goes Bullock. Textbook defensive style. Always just sitting to the inside as well, not giving Luke Newing anything in the way of a positional advantage, and he's sticking it up on the inside here too. Luke Newing's trying to go to switchback. Will he send it? No, he won't. He's too far back at the moment. Banachek at the moment, and Fitness is still on, and that's drawing these guys in ever so slowly. And Nigginson's gone back at a rate of knots too. This is a 3-way battle. Oh, 3 wide into the turn 2. Never works, ladies and gentlemen. Buttigiegg's come completely off the circuit. And are those guys checking up and waiting? No, they're not. They're going off into the distance. And there goes James Bullock as well. Meanwhile, his brother has been overtaken here by Spewing Newing. That is a disaster there for the Bullock brother in Will. At the moment, Spewing's just gone straight past him. And now the captain's all over the back of him like a bad rash on a hot, sunny afternoon.
Yeah, great driving there from Luke Newing too. Just getting that job done around the outside. A patient move. He'd been sitting back there for quite some time, but managed to take that opportunity with both hands, and he will just he'll start to bugger off up the road. Higginson now off the circuit, getting back on, but he's just dropped down to 20th position. So the defensive warrior has found himself down the back. So he's got some bigger issues at hand. Up ahead though, the Kirk man. He's got William Bullock all over the back of him. He's stuck in a little sandwich here at the moment, just trying to hold on to the back of Spewing Newing. But back here in what is that? Husey, yeah, 13th. There we go, Husey. Just giving Andre Elliott something to think about up there in 12th. Mind you, he's got Ryan Nielsen in front of him. So Ryan Nielsen just, I guess he's the cork in the bottle in this situation. Dr. Dre looking up the inside now, pouncing. Very heavy under brakes. He's going to get this pulled up. It does a little bit of contact, actually a little bit of hip and shoulder off the circuit there. So maybe a redress coming of the way for Ryan Nielsen. I think it was a little bit heavy-handed there from Elliott, but he's playing on for now, or is he? He might have the broadcast on. I'd say maybe just give Nielsen back that position you can play on for the next lap.
Yeah, definitely, and it's all positional changes here. James Bullock versus Andrew Ferguson, the battle is on. Like Donkey Kong here between the two of them. I'll tell you what, Fergo at the moment, he's on a charge tonight. He's gone from 13th, now he's up in 9th already within 3 or 4 laps time. So he's on the prowl. He's got the pace at the moment. McEwen's had a mare too. Oh, disaster. Even more so for Alex McEwen. Jeez Louise. Race 1 and 2, an absolute fairy tale for him, and now he is struggling all the way back down. I think there was a guilty person involved in that one, but nonetheless, it is all over bar the shouting for him. He's going to get straight past the man in front of him of Braden Moore. Braden Moore won't put up too much of a fight. He's too much of a gentleman, is Maury, but doing very, very nicely is Braden at this point in time. Fergo right on the rear clacker here of Jesse Marshall. Where's Ron in the chat? your son is doing well. He's inside the top 10, ready to rock and roll. So we've got to keep an eye on him. Let's not commentator curse him too much. A 59 dead versus a 1 minute 1. So 2/10 of a second difference between Marshall and Fergo. Fergo on the charge here at this point in time. Geez, it's cracking stuff. They are the closest battle on track, these three at the moment. But in saying that, we've just got a suck battle happening here because the Doc is under all sorts of pressure here from Nathan Hughes. Hughes versus Elliott versus Nielsen. The windscreen's going to be coming into this if these cars can't get it all settled and racing pretty cleanly up the front. Grauman has entered the server as well. Christopher Munro, the German warrior himself, in the big Kev livery, dead set last, but still doing nice. And Pozzie's had a DNF. And Higginson's completely out of this one too. He spun earlier, was the talk in the chat, all by himself. That's why he sailed down the wrist, and Postlethwaite completely out of this one. So unfortunately for Gary, he is done and dusted at the moment. But Jesse Marshall has got done there by Fergo right at the point of knot, and now he's got a sandwich inside. He's the ham in the loaf of bread at this point in time. Look at him. He's going to get the suck here on Fergo, but Fergo is not letting go. But Jesse's gone to the inside, trying Shane Van Gisbergen move from the textbook style. He's got it done here at the moment. Or has he? No, he's smoke signals from the both of them. And Fergo has just managed to pull it up at the last second. You can hear the shouts of the co-commentator in the background of Christopher, and he is absolutely loving this, and so am I here. I hope you guys are in viewer land too. 12 laps done out of 22, and it's still spicing up here. It never ends. Yeah,
it's spicing up all over the grid. We've got Luke Newing now just getting up the back of Rick Banachek as well for the second place on the podium. You can see they're just coming out of the final turn now. Luke Newing getting that VS Commodore nice and hooked up on the exit there. But looking at it visually, Rick Banachek very fast in a straight line. So maybe you're running maybe a lower downforce setup, because even in the suck there, the VS Commodore of Luke Newing just didn't make any headroom on Banachek up the main straight. But through this little windy section, he has plugged up that gap and is right under the rear wing. And they're both now closing in on the race leader of Fabian Fitness, who is right there in the foreground.
Yeah, definitely. He's doing very well, is Fabian. Bit of clean air makes all the difference. And he hasn't been caught because Nick Mallow and Alex McEwen have had a mare trying to get through all of the battling in front of them too, just trying to get their way through the field. So, oh no, Banachek's around! Oh no, please no! He has absolutely been smashed, I reckon, unless Luke Newing has not touched him. And Banachek's just gone from the best position of his lifetime back down to 6, which, however, still is a pretty good position to be in, nonetheless. But here comes Jake Buttigieg. He's going to sail up the inside and take 6th place off him as well. Newing is slow too, because the Kirkman has got past him. I think Newing did touch him. He's waiting for Banachek to get past here. Guilty as charged once again in 2K. Wow, this is incredible stuff. Unfortunately for Banachek, he's in 7th. He'll get 6th if Newing just decides to check up and let him back through. Buttigieg into 6th place himself. Nonetheless, and that is Gary Postlethwaite off in the side of the infield there. I'll tell you what, Newing's just had Karma come back around to him. He's lost it completely. Banachek's back through on him as well. So now it is 6th place again for Bananarama. He's been peeled, he's been put in the bin, he's been put in the compost and then brought back out again and put on the skin for a bit of moisturiser as Banachek. Cracking stuff from him, still driving the wheels off this thing. And James Bullock is doing very, very well, as the two Will Bullocks in 2nd place. So a great showing here from the Bullock brothers tonight, 2nd and 10th respectively, but not for much longer, I would say, because I reckon Andre Elliott is going to come at a rate of knots here. That's my prediction for the rest of them. These guys are closest on the circuit in terms of the battling. Nathan Hughes just Tokyo drifting it in the background there too. The Doc has got a beautiful run here, and that was a very, very loosey-goosey James Bullock there on exit. But I think Doc had the same sort of thing going for him. But now is Bullock close enough to Jesse Marshall. He is about half a car length too far away here on the suck battle. He's not going to be close enough here to start the proceedings here at turn 1 in style, but he's going to try and send it anyway. Jesse Marshall sees him coming, checks up. Now they're nearly side by side, but they just managed to keep it together. Cracking driving. Doc's seen that coming from a mile away in the back of Andre Elliott. And now they're driving the wheels off these things. 15 laps gone out of 22. And Bullock's on the slide there. He's off into the grass. And he's lost that momentum. Now it's all up to Dr. Dre. Can he get that thing going? Is he going to be forgotten about, or is he going to be remembered? He will be remembered here for a side-by-side battle. Coming down the back straightaway. Wow, this is incredible. The Doc's got him done. No. He's got it all over father shouting. He's just got to keep it on the track, and he does so. So beautiful stuff there from Dr. Dre in Andre Elliott. Cracking drive from him inside the top 10. Now he's got to look eyes forward here and stick on the back of Jesse Marshall to try and get that job done. Cracking battling here. Hughesy can smell the blood too in the background. I'll tell you what, he can see that. But Doc has got a horrible exit there in versus James Bullock. Bullock's right up his clacker there too, so right on the rear wing. What is the Doc going to do? Surely he's going to go defensive. He does. Is he going to stick it there, or is Bullock going to try it around the outside? He does too, but he's not going to be far enough. Here comes Nathan Hughes. Oh, dead set move of the night there from Nathan Hughes. Has pulled it up from bloody Sunbury here at Calder Park, and he's managed to keep it together but not get the position done. Geez, that was incredible stuff under braking. Hughes, you just do that into the next slow left-hander coming your way, and you'll be right up there, son. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, great confidence under brakes there from Nathan Hughes. We've lost the stream there on my end, so I'll just call it how I see it here, ladies and gentlemen. In the meantime, we saw Nick Mello get past Will Bullock there for second position, and he is now setting qualifying laps. So he's really got the pedal to the metal, trying to catch Fabian Fitness out in front. It's a 2.5 second gap, and we've got vision there. We are following along here with James Bullock, who is in a little bit of a suck battle here with Andre Elliott in front. You can see Jesse Marshall just a little bit further down the road with Hughes and Nielsen in tow behind Bullock as well. The gaps are starting to neutralise, but Ferguson is the next man off the cab rank, so to speak, getting nice and sideways behind Luke Newing here. Is he going to maybe challenge him down here in turn 6? I'd like to see it, but we've got 5 laps to go, ladies and gents.
Yeah, definitely, and I think Newing's just seen he's too far away, just takes the racing line through there, Fergo, halfway across the track, so it hasn't hurt him, to be honest. That's a bit of a different line there scenario for Fergo, but still managed to keep in touch with Luke Newing too. He's got to get a good run here. Luke Newing very wide and late on the apex, but it allows him to straighten the wheel and get the maximum momentum and limit of grip adhesion there for the rest of the race. Down the front straightaway we go, and Fergo's got absolutely no rear wing on this car. You can see him climbing all over the back there of Spewy Newing. Is he going to go for a move? No, he's not. Or is he going to check the brake pedal up? Luke Newing's seen him coming again. Geez, these guys absolutely send it from nowhere here in the racing department. They are all over each other like a fly to a piece of poo here on a Sunday Arvo. I'll tell you what, Fergo driving very, very nicely. So is Luke Newing too. They're cracking stuff from all of them here. Credit to all the drivers. It's been fantastic to watch. The Whistler's gone down up Brad Knotts there at the back of the ground in 23rd place, and he's whistling his way into a DNF, I would say. Yeah. But nonetheless, Fergo's still going on here. Luke Newing showing smoke signals there to him in front. Banachek still holding on for 6, although he's going to be a bit of a cork in the bottle. We got 3 laps left here in the big one, ladies and gents, the final race of the evening, and Banachek is now in 6th place with Luke Newing right behind him. This is 2 of the older generation cars, 3 abreast. We've got 2 VS's and an EL Falcon going on. And what has happened here to Bullock and Elliott? They're drag racing 2 of the newer generations in the classic V8s. Side by side, Elliott's got a horrible run out of the back straightaway because I think Bullock's just going to take that position off him, or is he not? Yes, he is. He's going to feint the dummy and under braking just go side by side. They're so close there, and that was a bit hairy there. Did not like that. That was ambitious stuff. And I reckon Andre Elliott is just thinking about where he should plant the car next. Has he got enough room behind him? He does, because Nathan Hughes now is on the sliding around. Oh, Hughesy, we just caught the back of your son. Oh, disaster there for Hughes. He's got a good 5 seconds now between himself and the windscreen, but the windscreen's coming through at a rate of knots. So is Alex McEwen. Andre Elliott versus James Bullock. The battle keeps going on. Jesse Marshall sticking fat in 9th place. And look at Andre Elliott all over the back here of James Bullock's AU Falcon. Cracking stuff. 2 laps to go.
Battle for the lead is on, ladies and gentlemen. Mello just hanging it fat around the outside here at Fabian Fitness. That is an errant EL Falcon in front. A little bit of hip and shoulder there from Fabian, just to remind Nick Mello that this is a battle for the lead, and you are right in the thick of it, son. 2 laps to go. Where is Mello going to make the move? He's made up this gap quite quickly, so you can imagine the pace is in the VS Commodore. It's in the lap of Nick Mello at the moment, but Fabian Fitness does have time on his side, as there are only 2 more laps to go after this one. I'll tell you what, that gap is tight, and 2 laps is going to seem like an entire enduro race for Fabian Fitness if he wants to hang on to the win here. But it's going to be hard to fend off Mello now, because look at the run he's got. He's right there in the suck. Fabian comes across to the very edge of the track. He says, you are not going up the inside there, son. I'm gonna make it hard for you. You're gonna have to go around the outside. They both get on the brakes at the same time, side by side. Oh, Fabian just coming off the curbing there, and contact with Mello. That's a racing incident and play on, ladies and gents, and Mello now takes the lead, but poor old Fitness is dropping backwards.
Oh, he dropped back. He just now he's going to try and go at Kirk here too. Wow, that was a bit ambitious there from Fabian Fitness, and he's come off second best with that one. The old unloading of the tyres, and around he goes. Nick Mello got out of that one scot-free. He's only got one lap to go, but Fitness is off again. Oh no, it's gone from bad to worse here. The pints have finally got to his head. Buttigieg's gone through in 4th place, and Banachek is just about to come into his shadow at the moment. Look at Fitness there, trying to get past the Whistler, and they've both touched each other. The Whistler's just singing to the high heavens there, and now Fabian Fitness is cut right across. Ferguson's around too. He's out of this one, and also I think that was it Jesse Marshall as well? No, he's still right there in the track, but poor old Andrew Ferguson has been done over. Luke Newing still on the back of Banachek. Now Banachek is right on the arse end of Fabian Fitness too. This is a good stuff here. Can he get 5th place there, or Fabian? This is the compassionate and passive Banachek versus the angry Fabian Fitness, and he's got the job done there. Thank you very much. It's still going. What's happened in the background there? Is Jesse Marshall going to get overtaken there too? He has. The Doc is right there with him in his wheelhouse. This is the final lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen. This is all heating up. They're all the last battles of the sheep stations are coming to fruition, and poor old Jesse Marshall's got into 10th place instead of 9th. Dr. Dre's just gone bang and said, I'll put a number 1 up your son, and it's still on like Donkey Kong. Here is Newing. Going to get Fabian Fitness here for the final last sort of lap dash here, or is Fabian going to stick it fat here and get himself into 6th place and make the Chockies win? But nonetheless, this man, Nick Mello, comes through and takes a win here in the final event of the night. Will Bullock, first podium for him. Captain, a myriad of podiums coming his way in 3rd place. Buttigieg in 4th. Does the job, crosses the line. Banachek in there as well, and he's just going to survive and hold on there from Fabian Fitness in 6th place. We're spewing, doing, watching all of that nonsense go on in the background. Andrew Ferguson comes through with 8th place. Andre Elliott in 9th, and Jesse Marshall in 10th place. Christopher Munray.
Yeah, what a race, what a finish. Bullock there in 11th. We've got Nielsen McEwen fighting his way up to 13th after some bad luck there throughout the race. Windscreen in 14th. Hughesy 15th, with Higginson down there in 16th. Barber behind him. McFadden in 18th. Geez, he'll be starting to think about getting some better results as the few cars come flying over the jump here at Calder Park. But I tell you what, yeah, McFadden, I think the lead in the championship might just be starting to slip through his fingers here. Needs a few results to go his way. Steve Warwick finishing 19th here in race 3. Moore in 20th. The German warrior down there in 21st made his way into the server just for race 3, so I hope he enjoyed his time there in the big Kev car, 21st position. Ryan Snooks behind him with Stephen Harrison in 23rd. The Whistler in 24th, and our first of the DNFs was William Wallace. His 7-foot tile shoots fire bolts from his arsehole. And so he finished 25th, and that's it. Gaz Pozzi was a DNF, as well as Wallace. Colin Warwick didn't start. That is the night. That is race 3, done and won. Our winner, though, Nick Mello, too good tonight here in race 3.
Yeah, too good, and he's already exited the server. He's just mic dropped the rest of them and said, I'm out, I'm done. Thank you very much for coming. But Will Bullock, cracking race from him. He did a very, very nice job indeed. Will Kirk also. Great recovery drive from him with Jake Buttigieg. Banachek on for his best position of the whole entirety of his Classic V8 Supercars season. Done so in 5th. Fitness in 6th. Luke Newing in 7th. Look at that. What is he doing at the moment? Doing a Beyblade there at this point in time. Ferguson in 8th. Andre Elliott in 9th. And Jesse Marshall just sending smoke signals with the donuts in 10th. Ron, well done to your son tonight. And it's been a good end result for him, James Bullock. Nielsen, McEwen, O'Brien, Hughes, Higginson, Haircut, McFadden, Brian's cousin, Steve Warwick, Braden Moore, as we said before, with Grauman, Snooks, Harrison, and the Whistler in 15th place with William Wallace there, just getting defeated, doing it all for Scotland, but not getting it done with Pozzi. DNFing 10 laps into that one out of 22. But what an event Christopher Munro.
Yeah.
Don't have the old driver of the day graphic because the old MIDI setup's just giving me the arse, but give us your vote for driver of the day tonight.
I think it'll be unanimous in saying the Bananarama. Rick Banachek deserves a driver of the night for his efforts tonight. Right up there in the thick of it. Could have even done better if it weren't for a little bit of bad luck. So extremely positive signs there in the Coopers racing camp. So that car will be rip roaring and ready to go. So if you thought these short tracks were over here in the Classic V8 Supercar Series, you'd be wrong, because next fortnight, we will be back Simmons Plains Raceway. So the smallest of the small circuits out there. Not a lot of space for overtaking, and another ripping track for racing. Very hard to get the overtakes done, so it is going to be action-packed again. Yeah, definitely.
A Punterino affair coming into turn 3. Long straight into a downhill hairpin. Moves on there, and also in the first corner as well. Downhill right-hander at Simmons Plains too, with enough room on both sides of the track to make an overtake. So it's going to be interesting there in a fortnight's time. It sure is, but nonetheless, that is all done over. One run and finished here for tonight for the Classic V8s. But SimSational TV is going to be back tomorrow night for the Le Mans Ultimate Sprint Series for Monday night. Round 2 coming your way very shortly from there. And then it'll be Tuesday night with Far Gone Racing and Lindsay Muddle taking over the commentary box as well for that one too, with maybe some Formula 1 action as well. Then Wednesday Cup as well. We got the second last round of that coming away on Wednesday, and then boy oh boy, the biggest event of the year so far in 2025 on Sunday night, the inaugural opening round of brand spanking new Gen 3 Supercars made by AK Racing, and definitely had something to do with it from yours truly here on the microphone live from Melbourne Grand Prix circuit. There, that is going to be exciting to see. Tune in for that on at 6:30. No, tune in from 5:20 on Sunday night. We have got Super 2s, or the Tier 2s as they call them, and the main grid racing. We've got hours of racing action coming your way, so stick around for that. But for tonight, it's been great to have you here. Christopher Munro in the comm box right next to me here down at sunny Calder Park. It has been a brilliant calling session with you. Thank you to everyone else. Thanks to Ron for the double donation. 2-5 is there. He's outdone Fabian Fitness, and we really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much for that, Ron. And a $2 at the end as well. Thank you very much. Wow, Fabian Fitness got to get on the ball there. Everyone else in the chat, thanks for being involved. Good to see you around, and we'll be back here at SimSational TV tomorrow night, live from 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. But for now, thank you very much, Christopher Munro.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure as always. Keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with our pairing on Wednesday night.
Oh yeah.
But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I'll let the man sign us off.
Munro, the man, the myth, the legend, 6 foot tall, with heels on, 5'6" without them. Is sitting here in the commentary box. Put the M in magnificent. Fabian Fitness is just last minute dashed in there with $3 over the top as well. Needs a beer, said Ron Marshall. But Munro has been himself. I'm Zach O'Reilly here, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? You're not. And as always here at SimSational TV, bye for now. But keep it flat out.